Welcome back to the world of street food. Today we are exploring Yaowarat Road, the heart of Bangkok's Chinatown, and one of the best parts of town for food. Bangkok's Chinatown is the largest in the world and dates back to 1782 when the city was founded. It's unique in that, rather than being a neighborhood of recent immigrants and expats, Bangkok's Chinatown is instead home to the well-established Thai-Chinese community, numbering over 100,000 people, and is therefore also home to some of the best Thai-Chinese fusion cuisine in the world. While most of the culinary activity happens at night when the sun goes down and the vendors set up their late-night shops and stalls along the busy street, there is plenty to see and eat during the daytime as well. The first thing I tried was a dish called Kuay Jab at a famous old restaurant called Nai Ek. Nai Ek is almost always crowded, and it looked like we were going to have to wait in line, but the service was super speedy, and we only ended up having to wait in the queue for about 5 minutes. Kuay Jab, or rolled noodle soup, begins with a really special clear broth made from pork bones and lots of black pepper. This gives it a really rich pork flavor and a very strong, unique peppery taste. The broth is filled with Kuay Jab's iconic rolled noodles, wide, flat rice noodles rolled up into little tubes. The noodles are soft and a bit chewy with a really nice, mild flavor that allows the strong taste of the peppery soup to be the star of the show. The soup was served with delicious pieces of crisp fried pork belly, boiled pork balls, and stewed slices of pork meat, and was topped with fried garlic, green onions, and fresh cilantro. Kuay Jab is a comfort dish and can be found all throughout Yaowarat Road, but this is one of the most famous and, in my opinion, one of the best places to order it, but more on that later. As a side dish, we ordered another of the shop's specialties, pork spare ribs with Chinese herbs. The pork had been stewed for so long that the meat just fell off the bone and melted away at the first bite. They're some of the best ribs I've ever had. And finally, we ordered a plate of Nai Ek's famous Mung, or crispy pork belly. A large serving of crisp pork belly was served with kale and a thick, sweet, and savory brown gravy. This Mung was excellent. The skin was an amazing golden brown with a perfect crunch, and I'm not exaggerating when I say that this could be some of the best I've ever had. If you really want to experience Bangkok's Chinatown, though, you need to come out at night. One lane on either side of the road is closed off for pedestrians, and hundreds of vendors, stalls, and food hawkers set up their shop for hungry food adventurers. First, we stopped in to try some of Chinatown's famous grilled bread. It might sound super basic, but it's a great snack. Thick, sweet, white bread is grilled over charcoal to give it a crispy crust and is stuffed with ingredients like butter and sugar, sweet milk, and chocolate. It's always crowded here as well, so just write down your order on one of the little slips of paper provided and hand it to the staff. Next up, White Dragon Crab Noodles. It doesn't have a physical building or address, but instead sets up a cart at the corner of the alley each evening after the sun goes down. I ordered a bowl of dry noodles and crab meat. The noodles came quickly. The portion was small, a common comment I found when reading online reviews, but the noodles were really good and the amount of crab meat in the serving was pretty generous. The noodles had a wonderful, rich, oily savoriness that went so well with the juicy and sweet crab meat, and they were also topped with crispy fried garlic and chopped green onions for extra aromatic flavors. Next up, more Kuay Jab. I told you that this was Chinatown's most famous dish. So, sure, it could be a little weird to have the same dish twice in one day, but I just really wanted to eat at Kuay Jab Oan Pochana, a winner of Michelin's Bib Gourmand Award since 2018. The soup was similar to what we had eaten earlier in the day, but this one came with a boiled egg for a little extra richness. The pork belly was a little thinner and less crispy, but the soup was fantastically peppery and served with some spicy red chili flakes, which I thought really elevated the flavors. Although I was already getting full, we decided to go on to Fikeaw Yaowarat, a world-famous open-air seafood restaurant set up alongside the road on a soi, or side street. Tables and chairs are set up alongside the road, and food is served from an open-air kitchen. One chef works the grill while the other mans the wok. Since all of the seating is outside along the street, you'll get a good chance to watch the chefs at work while they prepare your food. If you want to have a true Bangkok street food experience, I cannot recommend eating here enough. We started with some Red Fire Morning Glory, some of the most flavorful I've ever had. It was cooked in a wok with lots of oil, oyster sauce, fried garlic, red chili, and tons of other aromatics. Cooking it over extremely high heat in the fiery wok imparted the dish with this strong, rich, smoky flavor that I love. Next up was the main course, mixed seafood served with fried garlic, black pepper, and cilantro. The dish came with thick pieces of squid, chewy and flavorful octopus, and large, juicy shrimp piled high with a mountain of aromatics. The shrimp were my favorite. Next, a very standard dish that I'm something of a sucker for anytime it's offered, khao pad gung, or shrimp fried rice. There's nothing overly special about this dish, but every seafood feast should at least come with one serving of Thai-style fried rice. Finally, an order of Thailand's most popular national dish, Tom Yum Tale, or seafood Tom Yum soup. Tom Yum is a sweet, spicy, and sour soup filled with rich herbs, mushrooms, and tons of fresh seafood like fish, shrimp, octopus, and squid. I was so full by the time we finished this meal, but everything was so delicious that I ate every bite, and I don't regret a second of it. All this, and I have only barely scratched the surface of all that Bangkok's Chinatown has to offer. I'll definitely be back for more. What should I eat next? Leave a comment below. Visit theworldofstreetfood.com for blog posts, reviews, food guides, and more. And until next time, keep exploring the world one meal at a time.